Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday today, so it's time to catch up with a brand new vlog, and this week was the very first Warfronts test on the BFA Alpha. So I went and I logged in, and that took a while because the servers were having a day that day, which was kind of part of the point of the test, but I logged in, and I went and I queued for the first thing that I saw, and then I did the whole thing, and I was like, wow, Warfronts are really dark and kind of disturbing, and I was ready to make a video about that. And then I finish it and I realized that I had just done the Battle for Lordaeron scenario. So that was cool. And then I found where the actual Warfronts queue table was and got to try those out. So my Warfronts test was not successful. Like, our group didn't finish the Warfront. On the alpha, there was no backfilling. So if somebody left the group, then you wouldn't get a new person, and eventually you just didn't have enough people to finish it. And the lag was bad to the point I think that people were leaving the group for that reason. I did get to see the mechanics and how it works. And overall, I'm actually really excited for these. I didn't think I was gonna be, but I really like that feeling of being a soldier of your faction, pitching in and gathering resources and researching tech to try and overwhelm a warfront. I think the gameplay was very good. I think that the biggest potential downfall of warfronts as they stand right now is being ruined by a lack of player coordination. Because right now in a warfront, you're in there with a big pug raid group. And in order to do the warfront effectively or efficiently, you need to have some coordination in terms of agreeing on what you want to research, on where you want to go first. And I think that either A, we end up in this situation where warfronts are really cool, but if you have a completely random group, there's a strong chance that your experience isn't good because you can't control all the other people in the group like you can when you're just playing Warcraft 3. Or B, they take the uncoordinatability of pugs into account when they tune it, and then they tune it way down, and then you don't feel like your actions have an impact on the outcome of the warfront. I don't really know how they strike a balance between those two problems. It kind of made me just want to go play a version of it where I play it all by myself, and I realize that's just Warcraft 3. But I'm looking forward to the next Warfronts alpha test with hopefully less lag, and I think that once I have a complete Warfront run or two under my belt, I can then make like a more detailed video with what I think is good and not so good about the new style of content. New in the latest alpha build this week were some changes to racial, specifically Arcane Torrent is getting a big ol' nerf. So previously, Arcane Torrent Blood Elf racial, you pop it and you go poof, and like you silence the person that you're standing in front of for like a second, or like multiple people, it's AoE. And on the BFA Alpha, that is no longer a silence, it is no longer an interrupt, it is now an offensive dispel. So it will take off one beneficial buff from a target, but is not kicking anybody anymore. And as somebody that doesn't play a Blood Elf but has spent a lot of time getting frustrated fighting them in arena, I'm pretty happy. I can totally see why a lot of people might be upset. It was a very good racial, not only for PvP, but also just for raiding. But for me, it's a balance change that I'm happy to see. Another racial nerf on alpha with this build is changes to every man for himself. The cooldown is getting raised from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and the cooldown that it shares with other similar, stun evading effects is changed from 60 to I think 90 seconds. Or is it 30 to 90 seconds? I'll put it up here. But yeah, the human racial is getting dialed back as well. Other news this week, Blizzard Balance gifting is now available, so that'll make holidays much easier for all of us with Blizzard game inclined friends and family in our lives. It's basically just like giving a gift card, except that it's all digitally, so you don't have to have the actual card. Looks very easy to do. You can just gift the balance directly through your Blizzard friends list and, let them decide what they want. And then as you might have noticed, I have a new chair underneath me right now. I'm going to be trying this out for a few days. I'm going to put together a review of this guy to go out on Thursday. Questions from this week. Claudio asks, if the Fox Boys and the Snake Boys from Vol'dun become allied races, would you play them? The Sethrak and the Volpera. I would like them to become allied races, more so Volpera than Sethrak. I don't know anybody that's really fired up over being one of the snake people. I feel like people would prefer to be a Naga if they're going to be a snake-like person, although I don't know. But me personally, no, I do not plan on playing a Volpera if they are added. I definitely do not plan on playing a Sethrak if they're added, although I would be super down for a Sethrak bank alt. For some reason, that idea feels really good, but generally speaking, heavily animal-inspired races, I've always had a hard time connecting with them. I've never really long-term played a Pandaren or a Worgen or a Tauren, and I'm probably not going to start now. Lexcellent asks, Hazel, what are the specs of your PC? I'm building a new PC and was wondering what my favorite YouTubers and streamers use. So quickly, before I start saying stuff, I am looking and badly wanting to either buy or build a brand new updated rig sometime this year. The computer that I have now is very good, but parts of it are very dated and it's starting to not do the things that I want it to do effectively. At any time, all of my current PC specs can be found along with links on my Twitch page, twitch.tv/hazelnutty8. I no longer stream there, but it's a good place to keep my PC specs, so you can check them out there. But basically, we're looking at a 4th gen i7 in this thing. For a graphics card, I've got a GTX 1070, which plays WoW amazingly. It runs WoW at 4K at like 100 frames per second. I did not expect it to be that good at 4K WoW. I've got 16 gigs of 6-year-old RAM in there. I've got a bunch of hard drives. I think I have 2 or 3 SSDs in there now, as well as a big storage drive and then like a backup drive, because having lots of drives seems to be really good for editing. And then I really like the Corsair water coolers, but all of the detailed specs can be found on that Twitch page, and I'll link that in the description for you too. Lightless Silverware asks, can you tell us about your tattoo, please? What is it? When did you get it? Etc. So my tattoo, you can see, starts all the way up here, kind of wraps around, goes to the wrist. It's got kind of like a spooky face. It's not going to be in focus over there. So it's a tree, it's a cherry blossom tree, and I got it because I like trees. I got this tattoo 6 years ago, back in like the summer of 2012, I want to say, back when I was living in Victoria. I got it done in a 1-sitting session, which was an 8-hour tattoo session. On one hand, it was very nice to have it all done in one day. On the other hand, I'm never doing that again. After a certain point, not only is it just mean to your poor tattoo artist who's been tattooing for 8 hours, but when you're getting tattooed, your body kind of like runs, I think it's adrenaline, there's a chemical that your body runs through you to kind of mitigate your pain response that makes it very tolerable for a while, but you run out of it after a certain number of hours, which is definitely not 8 for me. So towards the end of it, it was definitely not fun. When I get my other arm tattooed, I definitely want to do it in more reasonably length sessions, and also get a little bit more concept work done before I sit down to get the tattoo done, because this was actually very good artist, and I had full faith in him, and I'm very happy with the result. But this was free-handed on me. He had a marker, he kind of like marked out where the things would go, and then aside from that, he just kind of like went in. So, you know, great tattoo. Questionable planning process on my part, so I'm definitely going to put more effort into that bit next time. Slayer Legion asks, Hazel, any idea if there will be an achievement for completing all the Mage Tower challenges? To my knowledge, there is not an achievement, and I would not imagine they're going to add one, especially because this is limited time content. If we were going to get an achievement like that, we would have already had it, so I'm going to go ahead and say no. I don't know anything that anybody else doesn't, but I would be very surprised if they added something like that last minute. Wayne asks, if it's not too much trouble, could you recommend 3 pets for the Aquatic Brawler achievement? So, I'm working on Aquatic Brawler myself, and I'm not getting very far, so I can't really give you good recommendations because I don't really know what I'm doing myself. But Haruma Red X, the YouTuber Haruma Red X, he is your guy for PvP pet battles, so show up to one of his live streams and ask him, and he will have a much better answer for you than I will, because I don't know. And for the very first time, I am pleased to announce that this vlog has been sponsored by the Dollar Shave Club. All of us have our own special routines for looking and smelling spiffy, you know, brushing your teeth, showering, shaving the furry bits, the occasional bubble bath. Not only will Dollar Shave Club rescue you from your unwanted furry bits, but they also have products to help with all of the rest of it too. They do toothpaste, they do hair products, they have body wash and shower products, everything that you need to get IRL ready. For a limited time, for only $5, you can get yourself set up with this sweet starter kit, which is rattly when you shake it, and you probably don't recommend that. That gets you the executive razor handle with 4 6-blade cartridges so you can get started shaving right away, and then have replacements so that you can change your razor blade every week without feeling bad about it. And then you also get some samples of their body care stuff. So they set you up with the Dr. Carver's shave butter, you get the amber lavender body cleanser, like a body wash, and then they also give you some wipes. After your first month, you can get 4 new replacement cartridges automatically shipped to you for between $3 and $9 a month, depending on how many blades that you want. After trying all of this, the products are really nice. My personal favorite is the shave butter. It doesn't foam up like a typical shaving cream does. It's kind of more like a lotion, but straight up, this is the smoothest shave that I've had in my life. I don't know what to do with it now that I put it on my finger. My legs do smell slightly manly now, but I'm kind of into it, and so is my cat. You know, top tier ankle rubbing smooth ankles for cat. $5 starter kit offer is available at dollarshaveclub.com/hazelnutty. That's dollarshaveclub.com/hazelnutty. Thank you for checking out my sponsor. Supporting them helps them support me, and also helps all of us have matchingly scented ankles, or whatever it is that you want to shave. So that's been my week. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions that you would like answered on a vlog, please leave them as comments on the most recent vlog, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!